Hey everyone, it's Rob Golfi here with REMAX, the Golfi team, and I've got Conrad Zurini, broker, owner of REMAX Escarpment and REMAX Niagara, and Brian Hogbin is at a Tony Robbins event, walking on fire. I can't wait to hear all about it. Anyway, let's hope he doesn't have any burnt toes when he comes back.
He comes with all 10 toes.
That's it, all 10 toes. So, Conrad, I got to tell you something. Everybody's going through this. So we go in and we suggest a list price, right?
Yes.
Now, obviously, there's a lot of realtors out there. Everybody's different. But I'm strongly suggesting that if you go with an experienced realtor and he doesn't care that he gets the listing or not, just because he's a professional and he wants to sell the house, he's not underpricing the house because it makes it easy to sell. He is pricing the house accurately so that you can get the most amount of money. So here's what sellers are doing. They're saying, okay, Rob, we understand the house should be listed at 800, but we want to go 850,000, see what the market does. We go at 850,000. Okay, we list at the seller's price that they want.
Yeah.
We go, we get a bunch of showings. Nothing happens. Now we're on the market 3 weeks, crickets now. Guess what?
Yeah.
Now they say, okay, you know what, Rob? Let's maybe put the price at the price that you suggested. And then I go, well, it's not that price anymore. It's different. But so we drop it down to 800,000. Crickets. Still not getting anything. So now we are chasing the market.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and so many people do this. And I don't understand, how do we convince the people we know what we're doing, we know it, and they end up hurting themselves? We have so many people that lost money like you would not believe. And at the outcome of the prices. What is going on? Like, you've got stats. I want to hear the stats.
Yeah. Well, I think what's happens is this: we always, we do so much work to get that listing as real estate agents, and then at the end, when we get the listing, we're just so fatigued. And maybe you discuss price and they agreed, but then when they go to sign the listing, they come up with something else. It happens every time. I think we're not doing a good enough job of telling the story and using the numbers. So what I did was, and Rob, I gotta thank you. This is a phenomenal topic. It pushed me to think, how do I show this to people, that what's happening with chasing the market? So what I did was I looked at 90-day inventory, I looked at 60-day inventory and 30-day inventory, and I did some analysis on it. And so just so people understand, we have what's called the list to sales ratio. So we got 94% of asking. So on the Hamilton Burlington board and on Cornerstone, we have cumulative days on market. So this can be done virtually quite quickly. So what I did was the 90 plus day inventory, got 94% of asking of the original ask price. So if it's an $800,000 property, right? So they got $50,000 less, right?
Yeah,
$50,000 less than what the original list price. So that delta. So on 800,000, that's a nice chunk of change.
And no kidding,
now, right? That's big money. So then what I did was I looked at what did they get per square foot. Those homes got an average of $515 a square foot. I just took Hamilton. Okay.
Right.
Now, an average price is around that. It's good with you because what you said, it's average price around that high 700s.
Did you go proper Hamilton, or did you go all just Hamilton, including Waterdown?
I just did proper Hamilton.
Proper Hamilton.
I wanted to keep it to that average price in Canada. That's because the average price at mine, it kept coming over and over again, was 784, 790, there. Right. So then I did minus 60 days. 60 days or less. And what happened was it got $541 a square foot.
Wow.
So compared to $515, and it got 97.27% of asking. So you got to think, on an 800,000, every percentage point is $8,000. So now we've got a delta. We got a 3% delta. Now you're at $24,000. But now when you talk a less than 30 days on the market, so if they would have taken your price at the time, right? It's now $550 a square foot. $35 delta between the 90-day guy and the one that will listen to your price.
Yeah.
On 1,500 square feet, as you go bigger, 2,000 square feet, you think about that.
Yes.
That's a lot of dough.
No kidding.
That's a lot of dough, right?
See? And everybody's losing money and they don't get it.
Yeah. And it's 99% of asking if you're under the 30 days.
See?
99% of asking. You almost get 100% of ask price.
See those numbers, and you know what? Those numbers nobody has. You because
No.
I love that you deep dive into the stats. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
you encourage me.
yeah, you know what? I don't think I'm going to tell you something. I don't think any other brokerage does this in Ontario or Canada. I know you like even have like a tech company that
Yeah.
that grabs information from all
Yeah.
different stuff and puts it together. So I am like, this is such great tools to even go on a listing presentation, and it shows them, listen, this could hurt you, but they sometimes when you show it to them, most educated people, I know, back up, I'm not going to say most people that understand what we're talking about will say, you know what, we trust you and we believe in you. Now, but then when they talk to 2-3 agents that don't have the stats, like, and most REMAX, especially REMAX, Niagara REMAX, escarpment agents, they have the information from you. So nobody else outside of that, of us, that are part of the REMAX family of the Niagara and escarpment, anybody outside that doesn't have that information.
No,
I don't see like the Royal LePages, the Sutton Group, and Coldwell Bankers, and the Century 21s, and EXPs, and freaking the KWs. They don't have that information. They just show up and say, hey guys, the market's like this, and just good luck.
Good.
Good luck and work harder. But they don't have they don't have the information. I am so glad. I can't wait to get that information.
I'll give it to you. I'll put it together for you because it's so powerful. The data is so powerful. But again, I do get a lot of guys say, I tried to tell them whatever, but it's so compelling. Look, I always say this. People say, I don't like numbers, but nobody ever said, don't show me the numbers. So I think people pay particular attention. And I think, coming from us, we're saying, well, your price is too high, blah, blah, blah. His house is better than yours, all that kind of stuff.
We get that.
That's garbage. No, pull that all away.
Yeah.
Let's talk some hard facts. And you got to understand, this is like average. So this is an average. So by that, I mean, like at the end of the day, when you're talking like a $35 a spread per square foot, on 2,000 square feet, that's 70 grand.
No kidding.
You know what? It could be maybe $40 a difference. Now we're talking 80 grand that you just let wither away.
Absolutely.
Right? Wither away, right?
Absolutely. So months and months ago, we suggested on this one house in Ancaster to list at 1.3 million. Didn't want to listen. They wanted to go at 1.5 or something like that. And we're going, you're going too high. So, we listed at 1.5. And no problem. Again, showings, and then there was frustration there. We told the client your house is worth somewhere about 1.3. So anyway, we ended up dropping it to 1.3. We ended up getting $1,250,000. Now, if we listed that house originally at 1.3, they would have got very close to that amount.
Oh yeah,
and especially there was another house on the same street that was listed close to 1.5. And so was hers. And the thing is, they bought the other house. They did go through our listing, but they ended up buying the other house. So obviously the other house was better, and it was better, and it was better. And so when we finally got the price down, it was a struggle. Then we ended up getting an offer, conditional sale, another property. And now we had to wait. It's just it is tough. Like today, she would have been moved out, and here's the thing: this person went and bought another house firm, and we sent them an email indicating it's not a good idea to do that. It's like so then they come back to us. I think I told this story already a couple of weeks ago, and then they go, well, why did you tell me to buy this house? I says, well, here's the email that we suggested not to buy the house firm. We said to go in conditional sale. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
you can't. But the other thing too. So we have, going back to the data. Well, the showings, like the 1.5 and above is not doing well, but the 1 to 1.5, that's where the activity is. Right. So if you're at that 1.5, you're going to lose lots of buyers. That sweet spot is that 1.3. So you got to pull it all. I always say you got to fish, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. We got to fish where the fish are.
Yeah.
Our showings say 1 to 1.5. They didn't say 1, and at that 1.5, it starts to dissipate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So 1.4, your chance of selling and your chance of getting two people interested are much better even at that 1.3. right? Because
Yes.
we have a lot
Yes.
of fish. And you got to think, what's the percentage of homes that sell between 1 and 1.5 in certain areas in Ancaster? It's through the roof. But when you
That's
get
right.
over that 1.5, it really, really, really shrinks. So
People back off. I know.
yeah,
And you know what? And I remember,
it's a mental thing too.
and I remember when the plateau was at 500.
Oh my God,
Like if a house was listed at 550 or 525, 540,
yeah,
nobody wanted to hit that over the 500. And then I
yeah,
remember the plateau of the 1 million. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's funny, the mentality in the Hamilton, Niagara region. They brag how less they paid for their
Yeah, you
house.
know,
In
yes, yeah.
Toronto, they brag how much
Much,
more they
yeah.
paid.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's
paid
totally
$3
different,
million
right?
for that
Yeah,
house.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
No,
We're
you're
going.
right. But yeah, it's that European, that notion of we want to pay it down. So like we
Yeah,
want to get it, we want to buy it at the right price. And I
yeah,
get it. And you gotta understand. Some people might feel that they're selling under the market, but under when? Because prices today, we all know it's 2021.
yeah,
Welcome to the news flashes. We're at
yeah,
2021,
yeah,
February, April, or March of
yeah,
2021.
yeah,
That's pretty much where the prices are.
yeah, yeah.
So at the end of the day, and now we'll start to see things, and we had a meeting today. We're starting to see single family do really, really well in Toronto.
Yes,
And it's
things are
starting to
changing.
come,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
St. Catharines single family is doing well. Okay, overall, not so good. All products, semis, townhouses, and condo, not so much. But when you pull out single family, we're starting to see some movement. Still, Oakville's not there yet either.
hmm
They still got some time because Oakville really shot up like a rocket.
yeah, yeah,
But so you got to think of where you are and you got to do a deep dive. And I think that's the key thing, right? People have to really look at the numbers, the data, where the fish coming from,
yeah,
who are the
yeah,
fish,
yeah,
where
yeah.
are they, what are they buying, right?
Well, absolutely. So I was looking at the stats from the 90s, okay? And it
Yeah.
showed during the 90s, like they would have 35 homes, 35,000 listings, and
Yeah.
only a third of them sold.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're selling probably more than 50% now
It's about
versus
that now.
the
Yep.
90s. Am I correct
Yep.
about that?
Yep. Beginning of
So
the year, we were 30%. Beginning of
yes,
January, February,
yes, yeah.
Q1 we were, but now we've changed. Yeah.
Now we're so is the market better now than it was in the 90s? But we're kind of feeling the same thing. So what's going on? Why like there was 35,000 homes listed, and back then they didn't cancel and relist as much as we do now.
No, I know they never did. No, yeah, they just
No.
kind of dragged it out to the bitter end.
Yeah.
yeah, like 560 days on the market. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
Well,
So tell me, but
well,
why was there
I
so
think,
much listed back then? There was less homes, less people, not as
yeah,
much immigration. Interest rates were higher. I get it. Oh, the interest rates. That's why there was more listings. The
yeah,
interest
there
rates
was,
way
yeah.
high.
Well, yeah, they were way high too. But again, akin to affordability today. But I think the market right now, and we've all talked about it, it's compressed. Like it's like what I love because I got that question a few days ago. 1990, when did it come back? It took 7 to 10 years to come back.
Yes.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
This one here is a little bit more compressed, and then you got to
Yeah.
remember too who's buying. So you got to think about back in the 80s, it was the baby boomers, a
Yeah.
huge population,
Yeah.
and once they bought their final home they stopped, and then the next generation was the bus generation.
Yeah.
They didn't buy a lot of houses.
Yeah.
So you got to understand the guys that are buying now are the baby boomers' grandchildren.
Yes.
Okay, the millennials.
Yeah.
They're a big chunk of people because you got to think.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah, huge. So they're the guys buying today. They're the discerning buyers. So we've got them. Okay, so it's not that we're leaving. It's not like one generation is leaving and it's a bust. We got a pretty decent sized generation coming in. Okay, and we did have a lot of immigration. The other piece that we talked about there's 8.5 million immigrants that were residents of Canada. Okay, and now they're going to get their citizenship. They usually take 3 to 5 years to buy.
Yeah.
You got to understand. 8.5 million people are going to be buying very shortly. So they like detached.
And
they like
immigrants know how to save really good. I mean, they save fast. Like, I mean, they're not buying all the expensive, showy stuff. They're saving their money and they pool it together with their families. So,
yeah. So you got this compression of this age group, just the demographic age group that's buying. They're buying a little later because they have to get some down payment. But then you've got this immigrant class that, they usually buy 3 to 5 years after they rent. After they land here, 3 to 5 years. That's all coming. Next year, you're going to see the double cohort of mortgages because the 3-year guys. But you know what? A little fun fact today we heard from a mortgage guy today. Like the 2027 is going to be the first time in a long time people will all the population will have a mortgage will have low rates.
Yes.
Like it'll be the lowest rates they've ever seen in such a long time.
You're right.
2027, that's the year that boom, that everybody's all going to, they're going to see the lowest rates they've ever seen.
I predict that's the year when things are going to really start coming back. That's why
completely.
This is the time. We got a window here for people to get into the market. And I'll tell you, people today, if they do get into the market, they're gonna look back and say, I'm glad I bought, because and you know what, they may buy now and it may sit at that value. You buy a house for $800,000 now, it may be worth $800,000 for another 6 months, 8 months, but once we kick into 2027, you're gonna start seeing the growth start happening, and that's when they really start building equity. And
then it's too late, right? But if they're doing it now, hold on just 1 second, I got to show you something, right? So the shirt, right? I got the shirt, right?
I wish. Oh yeah. You're saying I wish I would have. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I got to add. I wish I would have bought in the fall. I got it on the bottom. I wish I would have bought in the fall of 2025. I'm telling you, I got to add one.
Yeah,
because I will tell you, this will go down in history.
Yeah. For
all
sure.
All the indicators are there. It's this perfect little soft spot that you're going to start to see things emerging really rapidly, really rapid.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
buddy, this is so great. Thank you so much. And you had a great meeting with all the escarpment and Niagara agents. I loved it. I was listening to it, and we'll see you next week, Conrad. Thanks a lot so much.
Thanks,
and
buddy.
hopefully Brian's back. Take care.
Yeah.
I'll see you.